Vanessa. Good morning to you, Vanessa. There's who we got? We got anybody up this morning? Wow, no YouTubers yet. Where are the YouTubers? YouTube, iTube, everybody too. So we got TikTokers, but more importantly, our lovely members. Vanessa, okay. Anybody else? And remember, don't forget, actually today we have probably 2 or 3 more hours of live help on Let's Go Help 2, where members will ask your question. Members who got money, they share with you how they got it. So do that. Make sure you hang around. Make sure you apply to our next grant coming up is on the 15th deadline. So midnight the 15th is the deadline for our next grant, and we're giving out $15,000 to help people with auto repair. Now, if you don't win our grant, but even if you do win our grant, remember you could go to findhelp.org, okay, findhelp.org, and you could put in your zip code and then put in car repair, and you'll see local nonprofit organizations that will help you pay for car repair, okay? And the way you do that, remember, you have to start calling people. You take that list, and even though, say, maybe it's for seniors or for veterans or some special group, you call them anyway if you can't find a group for you, and ask them where else you could go, because they're going to be in the best position to be able to tell you about programs that aren't even in the system yet, or that really are misrepresented in the system. And there's other things that just never get into the system. So that's why people are more important than the websites, than Google. And Google to me is even death. I mean, unless you have money, it's almost useless to go to Google, because it will not only won't get the help you need, because there'll be 15 million websites that say you have to give them money to get help you need, and all the people that will give you the money and help you need for free are not in Google. They're there, but they're hidden within 15 million websites, and you'll never find them. So what will also happen, you'll run into not only people that will charge you money for something you could get for free, but they're also scams. So that's why the problem with the internet and Google is the amount of scams that are out there of people that will just steal your money and pretend it's a legitimate thing. It's just unmanageable to manage and to be immune from. None of us are immune from scams, because these scams, people think about this 24 hours a day. They test 500 possibilities to find the one that people respond to, and they could do it within seconds. So they're always way ahead of us in finding ways to steal your money. So the best way is just not to go to Google, not to respond to anybody on the internet unless they're a .gov or a .org. There's some ORGs I run into that are suspicious too, but that's 99% of the problem solved. So that's why you have to know about other things, and you have to start learning how to use people. People are your key to getting what you need in life now, because we have so much information. And Google is fine, it handles all that, but it's become a marketing thing, and it's capitalism to its ultimate. And there's no one there that's worried about the community. And the community people are government offices and nonprofit organizations. In other words, they do things for the sake of the community, and they don't ask for money. They already got it somewhere else, okay? And that represents, now so what's amazing to me, that represents a third of everything in our community, in our country is community. It's free stuff. A third. 2/3 of it is capitalism, where they're going to charge you money and get money from you, okay? But a third is free. They give you money and give you free services, and that's what you have to learn. And you will not learn it by going to Google. You can't. I'm sorry. I wish there was, and it'd be that easy. And what happens, it's just a distraction and a place for you to lose money, not get money, and not get what you need to get ahead in life. And here's what's happening, I think. And this is legitimate data, if you see it. Now here, it came out recently. It shows you how we make more millionaires than anybody else in the world, okay? This is the ranking of millionaires and billionaires, okay? So we have 24 million millionaires and about 1,000 billionaires, okay? Number 2 is China. They have 6,000. We have 24,000. They only have 6,000. Japan has, 6 million. They have 6 million. We have 24 million. China has 6 million. Japan has 3 million. United Kingdom has almost 3 million. France has almost 3 million. Germany has almost 3 million. Canada has 2 million. Italy has 1 million. South Korea has 1 million. Okay, that's it. And then billionaires, we have 1,000 billionaires. China has 800. Japan has 40. And that's the rank of billionaires, okay? But here's what's more important, not millionaires. Poor people in our country. Now this, to me, is an astounding graph. Now, this is a graph showing the percentage of poor people there are in different countries in America. Not in America, in the world. But only the developed countries. So we're not going to the Sahara in Africa or whatever, how many people are poor. No, they're not in this group. This is just the top 30 countries that are called developed. They're in the developed world. They've already been developed and most people are doing well and things like this. And I was wondering where we stand in the number of poor people. See, I know where we stand in the number of millionaires. We're number 1, right? We're number 1 in the number of millionaires in this country, okay? In any other country. No other country is better than us, right? We're number 1. We're number 1. Okay. Now, the other things we're number 1 in, listen to this. Poor people. The number of poor people in this country is greater than any other developed country. That's the percentage, you know. What percentage of our people are living in poverty? We are number 1 in poor people. God, isn't that amazing? How could you be number 1 in millionaires and number 1 in poor people? I think you're poor. Yeah, I got ex-wives because of that. And so we have like a 17% of our population lives in poverty. Now, the best of the developed countries is really Denmark. They have like 5%. So look at that. We're 3 times as bad. 3 times as bad. We have 3 times as many poor people as Denmark. We have more poor people than Mexico. That's right. Don't you think Mexico is like almost an underdeveloped country? But no, they're a developed country, and they have less poor people than we do. Why they're running here? Yeah, it's amazing. That's why data is incredible. The average for all these countries is about, where's the average? About 10%, and we're at 17%. So we're twice as worse as the average of all the countries. More importantly, we're the worst. We're the worst. We're the worst in helping our people become rich, okay, or be a living standard. We're poor. We create the most poor people in any of the developed country. That's what I'm trying. And see, what I see on the other side, our community aspect of what this country is about, not only capitalism, but also about helping the community. You know, that community aspect gives out $17,000 to people every year. So what I'm trying to do, we have so many poor people, or people who are about to be poor. I'm trying to make sure they know about all that stuff, because the rich people already know about that, right? I mean, you have Bezos and Tesla guy and all that sucking up in Washington because they want more money from Washington. Rich people aren't dumb. They know how to do it. And if you're not rich, you still can use the government, because the government is for everybody, rich, poor, whatever. This is what democracy, as long as we're still pretending to be a democracy, you got to take advantage of it. I mean, I couldn't get over when I started learning about this stuff, and I didn't know anything about the government or anything, and I was trying to help rich people get stuff they needed, and I'd go around Washington and get all this stuff. So a schmuck like me from Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania, just could call up people in the government and walk in and get the information and whatever, and then sell it to my clients for as much as I could get. So anybody, if a coal miner's grandson from Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania could do this, anybody can do it, okay? And that's the important thing. Now, I just put up a video on YouTube, and there's a link in the chat for members in the chat, and I talked about 40 minutes with this fella. It's very good, and here's what it covers. If you want to invest some time in watching this video, what we cover, and it's the latest one on YouTube, if you see that. And here's what I cover. Okay, grants for homes and real estate, because he's a real estate kind of guy. Actually, a nice fella. He was pretty much poor growing up and started investing in property somehow when he was 19. And he's doing pretty well now, you know, and that's it. So he tries to help other people, you know, do this. But we went over the programs that are available to not only be a real estate investor, but to buy a home, fix up a home, those kinds of things. Okay, then we go into community development. This is what is available in every county in America. There's an Office of Community Development, and they're the ones that get lots of grant money and give out grant money to individuals, businesses, homeowners. So that's where the fix-up money is. That's where the down payment money is. Not always, but that's a good place to start. And there'll be a dozen, 2 dozen, 3 dozen more places where you live. But what I'm giving is starting places. So you have a place to start to learn this stuff, and that's called the Office of Community Development. Call your county, and you can call them by just dialing 211 and finding out where the Office of Community Development is. Okay, that's 2. Here, how to utilize findhelp.org. Okay, I've talked about that a lot. Okay, that's wonderful, because everybody in that database gives you money or gives you free services. It's not Google. It's Google. It's poor man's Google. People don't have money. Google is for the rich. Find Help is for the poor, okay? Or the middle class. I mean, you don't have money. The rich use it, man. That's what I do. When I was helping Fortune 500 companies, I would go to these offices that are for people without money, but they're for everybody. So my Fortune 500 companies will get the same help, money programs and everything. Like, you want to start a business, doesn't matter if you're rich or poor or whatever, they just want to help people start businesses, no matter what income it is. So don't worry about income level. Okay, free business mentors. This is another thing that I talk about in there, because they sit down with you for free, and any half-assed business idea you have, they'll help you think through it, help you find money for it, help you find legal advice, accounting help, marketing help, anything you need to start or expand any business. And it could be a real estate business, you know, it could be a home-based business, it could be making money on the internet, or being a freelancer, or even a nonprofit, or just working on an invention. All these people are free to help you do that. Why does government do that? So you grow. We do things the same way we give free education, so you grow and make our country better. So they do this for entrepreneurs. We help you get that, so you grow and make our country better, okay? Free business, elected officials, involve elected officials. any problem you have with the government agency, they don't give you the money you think you have, or they're holding back, hey, what happened to my refund or whatever. Yeah, any problem with that. You have too many traffic tickets that you can't pay, and so you need your car. Anything that you want to change what the government is doing for you, you work through your elected official, okay? And you call them up and tell them the problem, and they love helping that. Now, everybody's certainly not in love with you, but they want to, because if they get you some money or help or whatever, you'll vote for them forever. So that's what it is. So elected officials. Also, network locally. Locally, there's organizations you could find at meetup.com. Meetup.com. Go to meetup.com, put like small business or women entrepreneur, and you'll find clubs, local clubs of people like you, sort of like bowling leagues we used to have, where people get together and share ideas about how they do it. They're all free. So that's what's a wonderful place to learn. You want to invest in real estate, and you want to start a business, anything you want to do. You want to learn how to market on the internet. All these people are there for free to teach you, because there are other people like you. Okay, also remember how much grants go unclaimed. I mean, there is 20, 30, 40% on some programs. People don't pick up the money. We have that problem. The grants we give up, there are a percentage of people that don't pick up their money. It just astounds me, because I know my people need it. They just have a busy life or whatever, and they don't get around to picking it up. And we only keep it for us about 60 days so we can get it to people who really can use it. So that's unclaimed grants. And remember that the rich use this more than anybody else. I mean, that's why I stopped. The work I was doing was helping rich people, and all I was doing was helping millionaires become billionaires. And with a poverty level like that, and with the amount of millionaires we have like this, I don't think the millionaires need help. I think who needs help? The 90% below the millionaires, they're the people who need help. And that's what I'm trying to do, is help that 90% that's not millionaires, because they need the help. And then the whole key to all this that we talk about, and you'll see it with them, is that perseverance. The only secret sauce in any of this, it's not magic, it's not who you know, it's none of that. It's perseverance. That because you're going to get negative, things are going to not work. You're going to get the wrong phone numbers, and people are going to hang up on you. All kinds of stuff is going to happen, that won't be like you want it to be. And the only way out of it is blasting through it. You call 10 other people if the one doesn't help you. That is the only way. So it's perseverance. You have to make all those phone calls. And the other key thing, I think now, is not using the internet, is using the phone. Get on the phone and talk to as many people as you can, whether it's mentors for helping you start your business, you talk to them. You don't go on the internet. If it's for anything else, rent or anything, you go to findhelp.org, and you could talk to 70 people in your neighborhood that help people with rent problems. They're the people that you want to talk to. You don't want to see 500 million websites that help you with rent. You want to talk to the people actually give out money to people who need rent money. And they're available for free, and it's open. Anybody could use them. Anybody could call them. This is what America is. And don't let people scare you that it's not. And you don't have to know what to say. The only thing you have to know how to say is, I need help. That's all. And they're there as part of the giving community to try to help you. Maybe they can, maybe they can't. And if they can't, then you ask them, where else can I go to get help, okay? And that's a human need. It's not only because the government or the community part of us is doing it. It's our humanity that's in us, wants to help other people too. I was in the 90s, he was in the 90s. Yeah, I'm almost in the 90s again. I'm 81. Somebody wrote, 'cause I did a lot of commercials and infomercials and stuff like that back in the 90s. And so I said, he was in the 90s. No, I'm almost in the 90s again. That was pretty clever. Listen, I got to go. But thank you for everybody. And don't forget, as a member, ask questions. We have people here to help you with questions all the time, but you have to ask them. You may not find it easily because even our information is complicated. So ask questions so to get pointed, and when you run into problems, you ask again. Go live every day. We have 2, 3, 4 hours of live Q&A workshops, and then we have a question corner that you ask for that, so other people could give you advice and help, and also the staff. Okay, and apply for our car repair grant. It's on, there's a link on Let's Go Help 2. For all our grants, we get 4 every month. And the next is the car repair grant. It's due on the 15th. So get there and fill out that application, okay? And see if you won last month, right? Talk to you soon.